BURTRAN and BIMI by Rudyard Kipling. The orangutan in the big iron cage lashed to the sheepen began the discussion. The night was stiflingly hot, and as I and Hans Breitmann, the big-beamed German, passed him dragging our bedding to the forepeak of the steamer, he roused himself and chattered obscenely. He had been caught somewhere in the Malayan archipelago and was going to England to be exhibited at $1 a head. For 4 days, he had struggled, yelled, and wrenched at the heavy bars of his prison without ceasing, and had nearly slain a Lascar incautious enough to come within reach of the great hairy paw. "It would be well for you, mine friend, if you was a little seasick," said Hans Breitmann, pausing by the cage. "You have too much ego in your cosmos." The orangutan's arm slid out negligently from between the bars. No one would have believed that it would make a sudden snake-like rush at the German's breast. The thin silk of the sleeping suit tore out. Hans stepped back unconcernedly to pluck a banana from a bunch hanging close to one of the boats. "Too much ego," said he, peeling the fruit and offering it to the caged devil, who was rending the silk to tatters. Then we laid out our bedding in the bows among the sleeping Lascars, to catch any breeze that the pace of the ship might give us. The sea was like smoky oil, except where it turned to fire under our forefoot and whirled back into the dark in smears of dull flame. There was a thunderstorm some miles away. We could see the glimmer of the lightning. The ship's cow, distressed by the heat and the smell of the ape-beast in the cage, lowed unhappily from time to time, in exactly the same key as that in which the lookout man answered the hourly call from the bridge. The trampling tune of the engines was very distinct, and the jarring of the ashlift as it was tipped into the sea hurt the procession of hushed noise. Hans lay down by my side and lighted a good-night cigar. This was naturally the beginning of conversation. He owned a voice as soothing as the wash of the sea and stores of experiences, as vast as the sea itself. For his business in life was to wander up and down the world collecting orchids and wild beasts and ethnological specimens for German and American dealers. I watched the glowing end of his cigar wax and wane in the gloom as the sentences rose and fell, till I was nearly asleep. The orangutan, troubled by some dream of the forests of his freedom, began to yell like a soul in purgatory and to pluck madly at the bars of the cage. "If he was out now, Dara, would not be much of us left hereabout," said Hans lazily. "He screams goot, see now how I shall tame him when he stops himself." There was a pause in the outcry, and from Hans' mouth came an imitation of a snake's hiss so perfect that I almost sprang to my feet. The sustained murderous sound ran along the deck, and the wrenching at the bars ceased. The orangutan was quaking in an ecstasy of pure terror. "Dot stopped him," said Hans. "I learned dot trick in Magang Tanjung, when I was collecting little monkeys for some peoples in Berlin. Every one in der world is afraid of der monkeys except der snake. So I blay snake against monkey, and he keep quite still. Dara was too much ego in his cosmos. Dot is der soul custom of monkeys. Are you asleep? Or will you listen? And I will tell a tale. Dot you shall not pelif. There's no tale in the wide world that I can't believe," I said. "If you half learned pelif, you half learned somedings. Now I shall try your pelif goot. When I was collecting dose little monkeys, it was in 79 or 80 und, I was in der islands of der archipelagover Dara in der dark, pointed southward to New Guinea, generally Maine. God, I would sooner collect life red devils than little monkeys. When day do not bite off your thumbs, day are always dying from nostalgia, homesick for day, half der imperfect soul, which is midway arrested in development and too much ego. I was Dara for nearly a year on Dara. I found a man. Dot was called BURTRAN. He was a Frenchman, and he was gut naturalist to his bone day. Said he was an escaped convict, but he was naturalist. Und dot was enough for me. He would call all der life beasts from der forest und day would come. I said he was St. Francis of Assisi, in a new transmigration, produced. Und he laughed, und said he half never preached to der fishes, he sold dem for Tripengbechedimer. Und dot man who was king of beaststammer men, he had in der house just such an odor as dot devil animal in der cagia. Great orangutan. Dot thought he was a man. He half found him when he was a childer orangutan gund. He was child und brother und opera comique all round to be tran. He had his room in dot house, not a cage, but a roomette, a bed und sheets, und he would go to bed und get up in der morning und smoke his cigar und eat his dinner mit BURTRAN und walk mit him hand in hand, which was most horrible hair. God, I half seen dot beast throw himself back in his chair und laugh when BURTRAN half made fun of me. He was not a beast, he was a man, and he talked to BURTRAN und BURTRAN comprehend. For I have seen dem, and he was always politeful to me, except when I talked too long to BURTRAN und say notings at all to him. Den he would pull me. Away's great dark devil mit his enormous postchust. As if I was a child, he was not a beast, he was a man dis I saw pefor. I know him 3 months und BURTRAN. He half saw the same and BIMI der Orangouting, half understood us both mit his cigar between his big dogteeth und der blue gum. I was dera a year dera und at dera oder island sometimes for monkeys und sometimes for butterflies und orchids. One time BURTRAN says to me dot. He will be married, because he half found a girl dot was goot. And he inquire if this marrying itty was right. I would not say pecause it was not me dot was going to be married den. He go off courting der girlsch. Was a half-caste French girl very pretty half you. Got a new light for my cigar. Oof very pretty only I say half you thought of BIMI. If he pull me away when I talk to you, what will he do to your wife? He will pull her in pieces. If I was you BURTRAN, I would give my wife for wedding present der stuff figure of BIMI. By dot time. I had learned some dings about der monkey peoples shoot him says BURTRAN. He is your beast I said, if he was mine he would be shot now. Den I felt at der back of my neck der fingers of BIMI main God I tell you dot. He talked through dose fingers. It was der defendum alphabet all complete. He slide his hairy arm round my neck, and he tilt up my chin and looked into my face just to see if I understood his talk so well, as he understood mine. See now dera says BURTRAN and you would shoot him, while he is cuddlin' you dot is der tootin' in great. But I knew dot I had made BIMI a life's enemy, pecause his fingers half talk murder through the back of my neck. Next time, I see BIMI dera was a pistol in my belt, and he touched it once and I opened der breech to show him. It was loaded he half seen der little monkeys killed in der woods. He understood. So BURTRAN he was married, and he forgot clean about BIMI dot was skippin' alone on der beach mit der half of a human soul in his belly. I was see him skip, and he took a big bow on thrash der sand, till he half made a great hole like a grave. So, I says to BURTRAN for any sakes, kill BIMI he is mad mit der jealousy. BURTRAN half said he is not mad at all he half obey unloaf my wife und, if she speak, he will get her slippers, and he looked at his wife agros der room, she was a very pretty girl. Den I said to him dust do pretend to no monkeys und dis beast dot, is lashing himself mad upon der sands pecause. You do not talk to him shoot him, when he comes to der house for he half der light in his eye dot, means killing BIMI come to der house. But dera was no light in his eye, it was all put away cunning so cunningund. He fetched der girl her slippers und BURTRAN turned to me, say, dust, do know him in 9 months more, dan I half known him in 12 years. Shall a child stab his fader I half, fed him und he was my child, do not speak this nonsense to my wife, or to me any more. Next day BURTRAN came to my house to help me make some wood cases for der specimens und he tell me he half left his wife a little, while mit BIMI in der garden den. I finish my cases quick und I say, let us go to your houses, und get a drink he laugh and say come along dry mans. His wife was not in der garden und BIMI did not come, when BURTRAN called und his wife did not come, when he called and he knocked at her bedroom door und was shut tight locked den. He look at me und his face was white I broke down der door mit my shoulder. Und der thatch of der roof was torn into a great hole und der sun came in upon der floor. Have you ever seen paper in der wastebasket, or cards at whist on der table scattered dera? Was no wife dot could be seen I tell you dera was notings in dot room dot might be. A woman dera was stuff on der floor und dot was all I looked at to say things und I was very sick. But BURTRAN looked a little longer at what was upon the floor und der walls und der hole in der thatch. Den he began to laugh soft und low und I knew und thank Got dot he was mad he never cried he never prayed. He stood all still in der doorway and laughed to himself den. He said she half locked herself in dis room, and he half torn up der thatch fi donk dot is, so we will mend der thatch und wait for BIMI, he will surely come. I tell you we waited 10 days in dot house after der room was made into a room again, and once or twice. We saw BIMI common a little way from der woods, he was afraid pecause. He half done wrong BURTRAN called him, when he was come to look on the 10th day und BIMI come skipping along der beach, and making noises mid a long piece of black hair in his hands den BURTRAN laugh, and say fi donk shust as if it was a glass broken upon der table und BIMI come nearer und BURTRAN was hunna-sweet in his voice und laughed to himself. For 3 days, he made love to BIMI pecause BIMI would not let himself be touched den BIMI come to dinner at der same table, mid us und the hair on his hands, was all black und thick mit. What had dried on der hands BURTRAN gave him sangaree, till BIMI was drunk, and stupid und den. Hands paused to puff at his cigar. And then said Roman 1 unden Bertrand, he kill him mid his hands und I go for a walk upon dare beach. It was Bertrand's own pisiness, when I come back dare ape. He was dead and Bertrand he was dying above him. But still, he laughed little un low, and he was quite content. Now you know dare formula of dare strength of dare orangoutingit, is more as 7 to 1 in relation to man. But Bertrand, he half killed BIMI mit such dings as got gif him dot was dare miracle. The infernal clamor in the cage, recommenced aha dot friend of ours, half still too much ego in his cosmos, be quiet do. Hans hissed long and venomously, we could hear the great beast quaking in his cave. But why in the world, didn't you help Bertrand, instead of letting him be killed? I asked. My friend, said Hans, composedly stretching himself to slumber, it was not nice even to myself dot. I should live after I half seen dot room mit dare hole in dare thatch un Bertrand, he was her husband goot night unsleep well.